Where, oh, where did Goten go? Hey guys, Masako X here. Now I've noticed something in Dragon Ball Super that I never really noticed in Dragon Ball Z. Goten doesn't do that much. Yes, I know about Gotenks, and Gotenks is awesome, but that's besides the point. It's sort of become apparent that Gohan's little brother and Goku's second son has been sort of pushed to the periphery there, so let's try and figure out what's the deal with that. Now you might think that Gohan has had the same treatment, but he hasn't really. He has had a fair bit of character development, whether it's something you agree with or it's something that you don't. I personally am okay with it. He's got a good job, he's got a good income, he has a family, he has a daughter now, Pan, who has now been completely forgiven in the community because she's just so adorable. And he's either been the focus of some episodes or has made a sizable contribution to some episodes. That is a lot more than can be said for his little brother. We had a few hijinks right at the start of Super, and then that little mini arc between Universe 6 and Goku Black. Not that much other than that, aside from the few gags. It's become clear that either the characters or the writers are struggling to figure out what to do with him. This doesn't make any sense. I'm confused about this. I like Goten, and you're confused about this too. This is a member of the Son family. He really should be figuring quite significantly because Goten isn't a weakling. He's got muscle. Okay, before I get myself worked up, let's just start from the beginning. Goten was born after Goku died whilst fighting Cell during the Cell games, you know, whole blowing up, going over to Otherworld with King Kai's planet. Oh no. In any case, Chi-Chi knows that when all is said and done with the Cell games, whether her husband Goku dies or not, she's gonna need to have some kind of thing to focus on because he's just gonna gallivant off to do some training, whether it's in Otherworld or otherwise. And as such, she got pregnant with Goten to act as a substitute for her husband. And also because Gohan was starting to grow up and become his own person. You know, those awkward teenage years. I think there would have been a lot of fights in that household had Goten not been there. Fortunately, Gohan is an awesome older brother. Yeah, I can understand why Chi-Chi would feel this way. Goku is a selfish person. He's selfish like that, so it stands to reason that Chi-Chi can be selfish about these kind of things too. It's sort of give and take and all that kind of thing. It's something to fill in the void. Void. So right from the start, Goten was born out of convenience, which is a little harsh to be fair. Despite this, Goten is a strong and talented fighter, not to mention cute. Also, the fact that he and Trunks can go Super Saiyan at the ages of 7 and 8 respectively, that's no mean feat. It's a huge achievement when you consider that Gohan didn't achieve the form until the age of about 9 or 10, and that was with the help from his father. Goten and Trunks seem to have done it on their own, so there's no denying of their skill. Goten is also half of the powerful fusion that is Gotenks, also a fan favourite. However, I'm getting the feeling that Goten is really starting to be forgotten by the show. My main piece of evidence is Trunks. Kid Trunks has always ground my gears. He is a spoiled brat who complains about everything, and this is only exacerbated when you consider that his future self is the complete opposite. Smart, polite, and selfless. During Dragon Ball Z, Kid Trunks was intolerable to me, but in Super, he's grown up quite a bit. Granted, he has literally grown up, he's 12 at the start of Super, but there's something more to that. His character has moved on, which is something that cannot be said for Goten. Trunks has matured, and that has come about upon meeting his future self. It feels like pure character development, which is what we need. Now, when future Trunks came back from the future and acted all like, oh, woe is me, Kid Trunks could have just ignored it and carried on about his business, but no. He got riled up, his blood from Vegeta boiled over, and he was inspired to do something about future Trunks' despair, give him a kick up the arse, and get the hero of time back in the game. That takes a lot of selflessness to do. Caring about someone else, although it is sort of caring about yourself, and it's kind of weird like that. Kid Trunks' actions were laudable. He's also beginning to show affection for present-day Mai, which is a clear sign that he is approaching puberty. His mind is focusing towards girls, and that's just part of growing up. This is all stuff we see clear as day, but where is Goten in all of this? He's not even acting as Trunks' foil. Oh yeah, he's sleeping. Yeah, that shot kind of just sums up Goten in Super, doesn't it? Shame, really. Goten doesn't seem to have anything going for him in Super. it's really hard to figure out what he is actually doing in the show. Has he been training with Goku? Well, he could have been, since Goku's now around. He could have had some time to train with his dad. But in the end, I really think it's because Chi-Chi is making him study more. And before you go on and say, Chi-Chi's being an anally retentive mother and paranoid and bossy, it's understandable. Goten is 11 now, although he doesn't look it. He had a way more relaxed childhood than Gohan did, but now's the time for him to knuckle down and figure out what he wants to do in life. And as such, the books come a-calling. But really, he doesn't look 11. He's either wearing the same clothes he wore when he was 7, or other clothes that make him look even younger. Bowtie Goten, anyone? At least Kid Trunks is wearing clothes relevant to his age. He's wearing hoodies and trainers and jeans. He looks like a preteen. Goten just looks like a kid dressed up. Okay, now I know that Goku was quite diminutive for his age, up until the age of 14 when he shot right up when he came back for the World Tournament. Something doesn't really feel right about that, and it all becomes clear when Gohan, during the Time Chamber, he shot way up between the ages of 9 and 10. So it stands to reason that Goten should have had the same thing happen to him. Why didn't it happen? My cynical brain is telling me because Kid Goten with the Goku hairdo is merchandisable, so changing his design would just be counterintuitive towards marketing prospects. But I really hope it isn't that. But speaking about the hair, his hairstyle has stayed the same. His purpose of acting as a Goku clone no longer applies. Goku is around, he's not dead. At least not currently. So why doesn't he have a different hairstyle? Because of his human DNA, his hair grows out like normal, unlike Saiyans. So I really don't get why Chi-Chi keeps cutting Goten's hair the same way. Marketing! Oh, sorry about that, what was I saying? But truth be told, Goten does have a different hairstyle right at the end of Z and in GT. It looks distinctive, it makes him his own character. So why can't he have that now in Super? It just shows that Goten's being neglected, and that's worrying. Goten has a lot of potential to be a cool character. He could be training with Gohan during his fleeting desire to be stronger again. He could be a naughty little kid and sneak out to go and hang out with Trunks and the Pilaf gang, which seem to have usurped his place in the Trunks posse. But I think the reason why he isn't doing this is because Goten is a lot more passive than his older brother. As a child, Goten hasn't had the same rage bursts that Gohan did. He doesn't get angry about stuff, he seems pretty laid back. And maybe it's that laid-back attitude that's his undoing. He clearly gets it from his father, which probably is the reason why that he and Goku have a really good relationship. Much better than Goku did with Gohan. In the end, my two biggest gripes with Goten in Super are when you compare him to Trunks and Goten's overall design. He doesn't look a day older than he was in the Buu arc. But to be fair, anime is pretty liberal when it comes to appearance and age. Moe-tan! But that doesn't really excuse Toei or Toriyama one bit. Goten needs to either have his own character arc, be included with Trunks' endeavors some more, or at least get a little taller and have a different haircut. Something to distinguish him from his past self. These things could help his character no end, but we can only hope. So what do you guys think? Do you think Goten's been mishandled? Do you really not care about Goten in Super? Or do you think other things could happen in the meantime? Leave a comment below and let's get this discussion going. But anyway guys, until the next one, be sure to like and subscribe. And until then, catch you later.